Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It is...
We in the zone.
That is a certified Friday audience right there.
Yeah, that's right. It's ready.
It's electric. It's electric. You can't fake that. It's also day 3 of what Nancy Pelosi has called a constitutional crisis, and what we're calling obstruction junction. Our democracy doesn't function. This week, thank you, John. This week,
Oh, yeah, I got you.
every day we'll bump it up a little bit more with strings.
Let's get it.
This week has been all about Trump resisting any congressional oversight of any kind. He's refused to let former White House counsel Don McGahn turn over documents. He claimed executive privilege over the entire Mueller report, and his Treasury Department refused to give up his tax returns. I can hardly wait for his next address to Congress. My fellow Americans, the state of our union is none your damn business. All right? I got right there. What? Right there. Oh. So far, Congress seems to be powerless to make Trump cooperate. You know, enter today, this week, enter Trump's arch nemesis, his home state. On Wednesday, the New York State Senate passed a bill that would allow the release of President Trump's state tax returns to Congress. Yeah. Listen to that. Listen to these people. They are so excited.
People needed that.
These people right here. This audience loves state taxes. After this, maybe we all head to a bar, have a couple of drinks, and slip into something a little 1040 easy. Then we got a taste of what might be in Trump's returns earlier this week when the New York Times dove into his taxes from 85 to 94. And they revealed that during that time, Trump lost more money than nearly any other individual American taxpayer, accounting for 1.7% of all losses declared by U.S. taxpayers that year. That is unbelievable. I'm not exactly sure how to describe someone with losses like that.
This guy is a loser. I mean, you talk about somebody that's a loser. A proven loser. Loser. That would be the work of a loser.
He does have all the best words. But all the years Trump has been losing money, which again seems to be all the years, he was still selling himself as a successful billionaire, and the media was happy to pitch in. For instance, in 1984, Trump wanted a better ranking on the Forbes 400, so the magazine got a call from a mysterious member of the Trump Organization trying to convince them that Trump's father, Fred Trump, had transferred all of his wealth to Donald.
Okay, what's your first name, Danny? John there. Well, let me tell you what the deal is, just so you understand. Mr. Trump bought, first of all, most of the assets have been consolidated to Mr. Trump, you know, because you have down Fred Trump. Are you saying that perhaps for tax purposes the ownership has been transferred to Donald Trump? Correct. That's correct. Okay, and would you say, you know, in excess of 90% of the ownership of the? I'd say in excess of 90. In fact, well, it's really closer to even the ultimate.
Closer to even the ultimate. I only know one other person who mangles the English language like that.
We could have a health care bill that would be the ultimate.
No more nuclear weapons anywhere in the world would be the ultimate. Let's just win on November the 8th. That would be the ultimate.
God is the ultimate.
God is the ultimate? He sounds like a youth pastor who longboards. God is the ultimate judge, the ultimate warrior, and you should see God play ultimate frisbee. Unbelievable. So yes, that was Trump on the phone, posing as his own hype man. He even once admitted that he was John Barron, testifying under oath in 1990 that, I believe on occasion I use that name, but I have many names. The Egyptian called me Apep the Serpent. The Tlingit people of the Northwest called me Raven. In medieval times, I was known as Beelzebul, father of lies. I also answer to Senor Spanky Pants. But we'll clean that up again. Clean that up. Forbes didn't even try to fact check. All they had to do was call up the Trump Organization and ask if a John Barron worked there. And the switchboard operator would have said, "Oh, yes, John Barron, amazing guy. Totally works here." Or, "My name's not Jeff Telephone Hand. Gotta go." But now that we know, no one will ever fall for this again. And what's this? This is unusual. I'm being told we're getting a call from the White House. Yeah, just patch it through. Hi, this is Stephen Colbert. Who am I speaking with?
John.
John?
John Barron.
Wait, John Barron from the Trump Organization?
Yes, definitely real John Barron. I'm here in my offices with my associates, Ronald Stapler, Philip Diet Coke Jr., and Andrew painting of Andrew Jackson. I'm a huge, huge fan of your show. I think you're great.
Well, thank you, Mr. Barron.
Anyway, I'm calling to tell you that you're horrible. I saw you spreading fake news lies about Donald Trump's net worth, and you're wrong. He's very, very rich and incredibly handsome.
That really sounds like something Donald Trump would say.
Of course I would. I just did. Damn it, God, you're good.
Mr. President, while I have you... Okay. Mr. President, keep him on the line. Mr. President, while I have you on the phone, can you tell us the truth about how much you're actually worth?
Of course. My actual net worth is... Hold on, someone just walked in. Clump, clump, clump. Walk, 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 walk. She wants to talk to you. Hi, Steve, it's me, Melania Trump. My relationship with Donald is very close and very sexy. We have to go now so I can kiss him a lot, which he is very good at. Bye-bye, he's rich.
John Barron, everybody.